Ever wondered what the deadliest animals on Earth are? Well, buckle up because we're diving deep into the animal kingdom to discover the top 10 most lethal creatures. It's a wild world out there, teeming with life in all shapes and sizes. Some of these creatures are so deadly they'd give a horror movie villain a run for their money. Now, what makes an animal deadly, you ask? Is it the strength of their bite, the speed of their strike, or the venom they carry? Well, it's a mix of all these and more. It's about how many human fatalities they cause, their aggressiveness, and the potential harm they can inflict. So if you're the type who gets a thrill from the dangerous and the deadly, you're in for a treat. Now, prepare to be amazed, or maybe terrified, as we start our countdown with number 10. At number 10, we have the Cape Buffalo, also known as the Widowmaker. Now, this isn't because they have a penchant for wearing black and attending funerals. The Cape Buffalo is a resident of Africa's grasslands and swamps, where it spends its days grazing on grasses and chilling in the mud. But don't let this laid-back lifestyle fool you. These beasts are as unpredictable as a weather forecast, and when provoked, they can be as deadly as a bolt from the blue. Each year, these buffaloes send numerous hunters on an unexpected trip to the afterlife. With their muscular bodies, sharp horns, and temperaments that can turn on a dime, they're not exactly the easiest creatures to calm down. It's like trying to soothe a grumpy toddler, but with a ton more weight and horns. So next time you're on a safari, remember to keep your distance from these beasts. Don't be fooled by its small size. The cone snail, our number 9, packs a venomous punch. Now you may be thinking, a snail, deadly? But let's not judge a book by its cover, or in this case, a snail by its shell. This little fella, often found in the warm waters of the tropics, carries a venom so potent it can take down 20 grown men. That's right, 20. It's like the David to our human Goliath. If David was a snail and Goliath was, well, us. And how does it deliver this lethal cocktail, you ask? Through a harpoon-like tooth fired at lightning speed. Talk about a surprise attack. So the next time you're admiring the pretty shells by the seashore, remember, the cone snail is proof that dynamite comes in small packages. So if you're ever beachcombing and stumble upon one of these, remember, looks can be deceiving. Moving on to number 8, the majestic but deadly African elephant. These behemoths of the animal kingdom are not just famous for their impressive size and memory, but also for their formidable strength. Picture this, an elephant can carry up to 14,000 pounds. That's like carrying 2 of those big yellow school buses on their back, except, without the screaming kids. However, their strength isn't the only reason they've earned a spot on our list. Elephants can be quite temperamental. When they feel threatened, their protective instincts kick in, and they can become extremely aggressive. And let's be honest, you wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a 5-ton charging elephant, would you? But their deadly nature doesn't take away from their beauty and majesty. These creatures are an essential part of our world's biodiversity. So while they may be a sight to behold, it's best to admire these giants from a safe distance. At number 7, we have the Saltwater Crocodile, a perfect example of a prehistoric killing machine. This beast is no joke. With an average length of 17 feet, they're the largest living reptiles on the planet. And trust me, you don't want to arm wrestle one of these guys. They've got the strongest bite force of any animal, which can crush a human skull like a walnut. These crocs are not just strong, they're also cunning hunters. They can stay submerged underwater for over an hour, silently stalking their prey, and then, bam! They explode out of the water with the speed of a sports car. It's a bit like a surprise party, but instead of cake, there's a crocodile. So, if you're ever hanging out near a river in Australia or Southeast Asia, remember to respect these ancient predators. They've been around for over 200 million years after all. So, remember, when you're near water in their habitat, keep an eye out for these deadly predators. Our number 6 might surprise you. It's the small but fearsome Africanized honey bee. Don't let its size fool you. This bee is as deadly as they come. Known for their aggressive behavior, these bees don't hesitate to defend their territory. Unlike their more peaceful cousins, the European honeybees, Africanized honeybees attack in large numbers and chase their target for over half a mile. It's not surprising that they've earned the moniker killer bee. Now you may wonder, how many people do these tiny terrors actually kill each year? Well, in the United States alone, these bees cause more deaths than snakes. That's right, more than snakes. It's their potent venom and the sheer number of stings that make them so deadly. So the next time you hear a buzzing sound, you might want to run. Remember, it's not the size of the bee in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the bee. Coming in at number 5 is the Deathstalker Scorpion. And yes, it's as deadly as it sounds. This tiny terror, hailing from the sandy deserts of the Middle East and North Africa, packs a venomous punch that's not to be taken lightly. It's not the size of the scorpion in the fight. It's the size of the venom in the scorpion, right? The Deathstalker's venom is a potent cocktail of neurotoxins, powerful enough to dispatch a small creature outright and severe enough to cause a lot of trouble for us bigger beings. In humans, a sting can result in an array of unpleasant symptoms, including increased heart rate, convulsions, and in extreme cases, even death. But hey, on the bright side, this venom is also being studied for potential medicinal uses. So the Deathstalker isn't all bad, it's just mostly bad. So if you ever spot one of these, it's best to keep your distance. At number 4, we have the box jellyfish, the most venomous creature in the ocean. This creature is not one to be taken lightly. Imagine a gelatinous, pulsating blob with a venom so potent it can stop a human heart in less than 3 minutes. The box jellyfish's venom targets the heart, nervous system, and skin cells. Once stung, victims may experience heart failure, paralysis, and worst-case scenario, death. And it doesn't take long. The effects of its venom can be felt within minutes, making it one of the quickest killers in the animal kingdom. This transparent terror can be found in the warm coastal waters off northern Australia and throughout the Indo-Pacific. They're not easy to spot, their translucent bodies blending seamlessly into the ocean's depths. So if you're planning a leisurely swim in these waters, remember to pack your vinegar. It can help neutralize the sting. And above all else, keep your eyes peeled for these transparent killers. Our number 3 might surprise you. It's the small but deadly mosquito. Now I know what you're thinking. Mosquitoes? Really? But hear me out. These tiny creatures are not just your average picnic crashers. They are responsible for transmitting several diseases, including malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, and Zika virus, to name just a few. Every year, millions of people worldwide are infected with these diseases, leading to hundreds of thousands of deaths. It's like a horror movie where the villain is a tiny buzzing creature. The most frightening part? There's no dramatic music building up to their attack. They swoop in silently, armed with their needle-like proboscises, and before you know it, they've done their damage. When we think about deadly animals, our minds often conjure images of lions, sharks, or even venomous snakes. But the humble mosquito proves that size doesn't matter when it comes to being deadly. So remember, these little pests are more than just annoying, they're deadly. At number 2, we have the most intelligent but also the most deadly species on Earth, humans. With their unparalleled problem-solving abilities and complex social structures, humans have crafted a world of their own making. Yet, this progress comes with a hefty price. Our relentless pursuit of growth has led to significant environmental and ecological damage. Deforestation, pollution, climate change, these human-induced phenomena have caused countless species to teeter on the brink of extinction. Moreover, the scale of devastation caused by human conflicts is staggering. Wars, genocides, acts of terrorism, they've claimed millions of lives throughout history. And let's not forget the silent killer, lifestyle diseases brought on by the very comforts we've strived to create. So, here's a twist to the tale. While we've been busy counting down the deadliest animals, we've overlooked the one species that's been wreaking the most havoc. So remember, sometimes the most dangerous animal is the one looking back at us in the mirror. And finally, at number 1, we have the deadliest of them all. The crown goes to none other than the humble mosquito. Yes, you heard it right, the mosquito. This tiny creature might not look like much, but it's responsible for millions of deaths every year due to the diseases it carries, like malaria and dengue fever. It's like the silent assassin of the animal kingdom, always buzzing in the shadows. But let's lighten the mood a bit. Here's a fun fact. Mosquitoes are actually more attracted to people who have just eaten a banana. So maybe keep that in mind next time you're reaching for a fruity snack. In conclusion, our planet is home to an incredible range of creatures, each with their own unique abilities and ways of surviving. Some are beautiful, some are bizarre, and some, like our top 10, are downright deadly. So there you have it, the top 10 deadliest animals on Earth. Remember, it's a wild world out there, so tread carefully.